lacked experience. I was going basically on natural raw talent.
17 fights later, a more experienced Lockridge knocked Roger Mayweather out in the first round to win his first world title. And now at the age of 29, he feels he's at the top of his game and capable of dominating any opponent.
I'll eventually have him fighting my fight because I've been there. I have that experience to make him do what I want him to do.
Challenger Harold the Shadow Knight steps out of the shadows today and into the big time. Helping earn him this shot was his fight last year with Kenny Bazemore. Knight won the USBA junior lightweight title when this double left hook floored Bazemore in the 7th round, and also won for him the key to his hometown of Plainfield, New Jersey. The Shadow began to wind down his training in midweek with some work at a local gym, and later emerged to take in the sights and work on his combinations to the jaw as he prepares to enter today's spotlight.
Makes me think that I am somebody, which I know I am somebody, but, you know, it's like somebody worth noticing for all these important people to take the time out.
So today from Atlantic City, the IBF Junior Lightweight Championship on ABC's Wide World of Sport. Championship fight between the veteran Rocky Lockridge at the age of 29 and Harold Knight. I'm Al Michaels, and welcome to what should be a whale of a fight. It's a very interesting fight, quite a bit of contrast between the two fighters. We'll get into that as the fight moves along. It's scheduled for 15 rounds. Lockridge is fighting for a world title for the 10th time. He's been fighting professionally since 1978. He's 5-4 in world championship fights, and obviously it's the first for unbeaten Harold Knight. Those of us at ABC Sports are ecstatic to welcome back, following recent neck and throat surgery, Alex Wallow. Alex, behind the microphone after an absence of several months. My friend, it is terrific to be back with you, and you picked a beauty to come back for. This should be a whale of a fight.
It really should, Al. It should be a terrific action fight between two strong bangers who like to keep pressure on with constant aggression. Rocky Lockridge does come into the fight with a big edge and experience. In those 9 championship fights, he's had 96 rounds of world championship fight experience. For Harold Knight, this is his first world championship fight. In his entire professional career, he's only fought 67 rounds. But despite that big edge for Rocky Lockridge and experience, Harold Knight will be favored in this fight by an 8-5 margin. And that's not just because of Harold's impressive unbeaten record and impressive knockout statistics, but also because many boxing people believe that Rocky Lockridge is coming to the end of his boxing career. He's just at the end of the road. Of course, many of those same people, including me, underestimated Rocky 4 years ago when he upset 4-1 odds to win his first world championship from Roger Mayweather. And for Rocky, as you look at him there in his dressing room, he insists that he's just reaching his prime. As you hear the uproar for Harold Knight from his fans as he comes into the ring, I think the key question in this fight is really one of timing. Is it too soon for the up-and-coming challenger you see there, Harold Knight, or is it too late for the veteran champion, Rocky Lockridge? Al, whoever the winner is, I would be shocked if this fight goes the distance.
Scheduled for 15, the IBF Junior Lightweight Championship coming up from Atlantic City. Already in the ring as we await the entrance of Rocky Lockridge. He's from Plainfield, New Jersey. Born there, raised there, lives there. There it is on the map, about 20 miles or so from New York City. And Lockridge's home is in Mount Laurel near Philadelphia, across the Delaware River from the state of Pennsylvania. And here comes Rocky Lockridge, who was born in Texas, grew up in Tacoma, Washington, and then several years ago moved back east. And Lou Duba proceeds his man into the ring. Rocky Lockridge at the age of 29 in his 10th World Championship fight. So it's Lockridge against Knight. Figures to be a great fight. How do you see this one stacking up, Alex?
Al, I think what will separate the winner from the loser in this fight is not power. Both men have established the fact that they have tremendous power. I think the winner will be the man who can most consistently avoid his opponent's power, and the man who, when he does get hit, has the chin to stand up to his opponent's power. Let's take a look at the fight plans of each opponent, of each fighter, to see what will allow them to accomplish their goals. For the champion, Rocky Lockridge, he must be warmed up properly because Rocky has a tendency to get hit and hurt early in the fight. And once the bell rings, Rocky Lockridge must avoid Knight's power by bending from the waist, To use his co-trainer George Benton's phrase, he must get small. And once he gets underneath Knight's punches, Rocky wants to work inside and make Harold punch down, which will rob him of leverage and power. And finally, when he makes Harold miss, Rocky Lockridge must counterpunch effectively, make his opponent pay for his mistake, and therefore make Harold Knight tentative. From Harold Knight's point of view, he wants to get off to a very fast start and test Rocky's chin when the champion is most vulnerable. Harold must keep punching at a high rate because really his only defense is his offense. When he's not punching, he must keep his hands high, especially his left hand, to block the Lockridge overhand right. In the past, Harold has eaten right hands consistently. And finally, to further overcome that, he says he will move to his right out of range of the Lockridge power.
So the two combatants are in the ring for the introduction of the fighters. The ring announcer, Ed Darien.
Association Junior Lightweight Champion from Plainfield, New Jersey. The number rank 1 by the International Boxing Federation. Here is the challenger, Harold the Shadow Knight. And his opponent in the blue corner, wearing the black trunks with the red trim. He weighed in at an even 129 pounds. This young man has 42 wins, 5 losses with 35 knockouts. The former World Boxing Association Junior Lightweight Champion, a native of Tacoma, Washington, and now residing in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the International Boxing Federation Junior Lightweight Champion, Rocky Lockridge.
Remember when stuff with the IBF boxing war.
And a look now at the tail of the tape. Rocky Lockridge, the champion, 5 years older than Knight. Lockridge came in at 129, Knight at 128 this morning. Knight, an inch and a half taller, and he has a 2.5 inch reach advantage. Fight scheduled for 15 rounds. Scoring on the 10-point must system. Paul Venti from New Jersey is the referee. The 3 judges are from New Jersey. The referee does not figure in the scoring. And so here we go. Knight, appearing on one of the 3 major commercial networks for the first time, has done most of his fighting on ESPN. And he's been engaged in some beauties, including the contest last year with Bazemore, which some people regarded as one of the top fights of the year. Rocky Lockridge in the black trunks, Knight in the red trunks.
There's the left hook. The first time Harold Knight has landed with that left hook, and Rocky Lockridge took it. Lou Duva says that Rocky needs some time to get his chin warmed up. He's vulnerable early.
Knight with an extremely potent left hook, and Ortiz, you saw what he did to Bazemore. And that's a scene that's been duplicated on several occasions during his career, which started in 1983.
As we talked about, the thing to look for Rocky is that overhand right. He really loops it, but it's a very powerful punch. In order to throw it effectively, he's got to get inside and thereby risk catching the power from Harold Knight coming in.
First round action. Lockridge telling us yesterday he's enjoying boxing more than ever right now, and while some think that Rocky is on the verge of retiring or should at least consider it, he says no way and wants to fight at least 4 more years.
You just saw Harold Knight throw his first uppercut. That is the punch he uses the least, but it's a punch that could be very effective against a man who's bending low and working inside like Rocky Lockridge.
And he connects inside again with a couple of good uppercuts. Boring in, overhand right miss.
Harold Knight does not want to spend very much time sitting on those ropes. He can't get the leverage he needs with his back against the rope. And that's exactly where Rocky Lockridge wants to keep him.
45 seconds left in the first round. Power
is no good, Al, unless close you can land it. And so far in round one, with the exception of that one left hook, Harold Knight has missed a ton of punches. Again, the right uppercut by Knight landing.
Good first round before a spirited and very enthusiastic crowd here in Atlantic City with the IBF Junior Lightweight Championship at stake. Second round now in Atlantic City, the IBF Junior Lightweight Championship. Rocky Lockridge in the black trunks, the champion, and Harold Knight in the red trunks, the unbeaten challenger. Knight had problems with his manager in late '85. He was inactive all of '86, came back in '87, and here he is in early '88 fighting for the title.
And you can hear the sound of the impact of those body punches that both men are throwing. They both have the ability to work effectively up and down and up. The body, then the head, then the body. Uppercut again, landing well for Harold Knight. Rocky, the busier man inside, but that left hook to the body. Paul Venti, the referee, warns Harold Knight for a low blow, and Harold acknowledges the fact. And then promptly lands another left-hand blow.
Shadow, which is Knight's nickname, is the chant from the crowd.
There was the Lockridge overhand right. Harold Knight's chin has been tested by the likes of Kenny Bazemore, as you referenced earlier. He has not, I don't think, been tested by somebody who hits as hard as Rocky Lockridge. He took that first one. You see Rocky getting inside, trying to smother Harold Knight's punching room. And when he backs out like he did just there, Rocky can't back straight out with his hands down. Neither fighter can afford to, because that's when they'll get caught. Now, with a minute to go in round two, I think one thing that's already happened is the fact that Rocky Lockridge has been a little bit elusive in these first two rounds has forced Harold Knight to shorten up his punches a little bit. Just then he let rip, but he isn't throwing the home runs that he normally throws. He's a little bit more tentative.
And that was part of Lockridge's plan, to be elusive. He knew that Knight would come out seeking to take command, seeking to take charge early on, which is the way Knight fights every fight. But of course, Knight really stepping up in class, and he's never fought anybody with near the experience of a Rocky Lockridge.
Two good lefts and a right behind it by Rocky Lockridge. And there was the overhand bomb, which just missed. Both men, a tremendous work rate through two rounds, Al.
Good spirited action as the second round comes to an end. Scheduled for 15. Atlantic City, the third round now. The IBF Junior Lightweight Championship. Spirited action through two. Rocky Lockridge, the champion, black trunks. Harold Knight, the 24-year-old unbeaten challenger in the red trunks.
Paul Venti warning Harold Knight, the challenger, for holding behind the head. First two rounds very close. I thought Rocky Lockridge picked his spots a little bit more effectively, Al. Harold Knight landed a lot of punches, but he missed a lot. Rocky was more efficient.
And the experience probably the telling difference in that regard.
That's right. When Rocky Lockridge was at Harold Knight's stage in his professional career, he was a perpetual motion machine too, missing a lot but landing a few. But now he just is more efficient, more effective, picks his spots better.
Harold Lockridge.
Giving him good advice, saying work the body, work the body.
Well, they've been married 9 years, so she has seen just about his entire professional career.
But she's still nervous enough that last night she didn't sleep at all. She told Rocky she was up all night. They have a modern boxing marriage, of course. They did not sleep together last night.
And Rocky slept like a baby.
Another low blow by Harold Knight. Paul Venti taps him on the butt and says, keep him up.
Let's watch a low blow.
Neither man breathing hard at this stage, Al. Neither man looking to run out of gas despite the pace. I think they're both tremendously conditioned fighters, and one of the keys will be who can relax the better. Who doesn't have the tension take its toll on them.
Under a minute now in the third round. Scheduled for 15.
Tough fight to score. You have to watch very closely. There's a lot of punches being thrown. Watch very closely to see which land. That one, that left hook, Rocky Lockridge blocked. And he missed his own hook back. There you saw the good Lockridge right to the body and then came up to the head.
Seconds remaining now in round 3. Fourth round now from Atlantic City. Harold Knight in the red trunks, Rocky Lockridge in the black trunks for the IBF Junior Lightweight Championship.
In between rounds, Donald Turner, Harold Knight's corner, told him hard jab, hard jab. And you see Harold trying to go to school with that, trying to use the jab to keep Rocky backing up, to keep him off him, give him punching room. And there you see something which I have never seen before in Harold Knight's career, up in his toes, bouncing. And this may be one of those cases where Harold Knight feels because he's in his first world title fight, he has to elevate himself. He has to fight better than a different style than he ever has, to be more of a complete fighter rather than just a walk-in banger. Sometimes that works. Some people are able to do it, but sometimes it gets you away from what got you here. And what got Harold Knight here is his power, especially in his left hand.
Is a young fighter fighting for a title prone to do something like that, to change his style because he's in against the champion, a man more experienced?
It's very well. It is a tendency that a lot of people fall into. And I'm not saying Harold has here. Maybe he's got the ability to do it. He knows that to be a complete fighter, he has to add a jab to set up his punches, his power punches.
Stop punches. Step up. Step up. Let's go.
Paul Venti, the referee. I'd like to alert our local stations that at the end of this round, we'll take a station break. Fourth round in Atlantic City. Knight still up on his toes, delivers a combination. And you're exactly right, Alex. It's something that he has not exhibited in his career to this point. Now, what does Lockridge think when he sees Knight doing something like this, something he hasn't done before?
Well, I think it gives Rocky a surge in confidence, because even though Rocky hasn't been landing during this, Rocky has forced him out of what he does best. And that's something Rocky said he had to do to win. The other question becomes, when you're bouncing around this much, you're using a lot of energy. And the fact of the matter is, Harold Knight has never been 15 rounds. And if this fight turns around and appears to be a fight that is long distance, stamina will be a question. And that kind of tactic does wear you out.
Lockridge, of course, has been 15. Knight has never gone further than 11. And we'll be back with more after this from your local station. End of the fourth. Back to the start of the fifth round in Atlantic City. Rocky Lockridge delivering an overhand right. Harold Knight in the red trunks still bouncing around at the outset of round 5.
When you're bouncing, you can't get your feet set for the kind of leverage to deliver the power that's gotten Harold Knight 19 straight wins and 15 knockouts.
Lockridge appears to have at least somewhat neutralized that potent
Oh,
left
you
hook.
saw Harold Knight's legs go a little funny there from that left hook.
Left hook by Lockridge.
By Lockridge.
Cindy Polk is the fiancée of Harold Knight, and his daughter Tiana looking on here in Atlantic City. Harold from Plainfield and Rocky Lockridge making his home in Mount Laurel.
Right now, there's really not a lot of meaningful action in this fight. Alan, I didn't think we'd have this kind of a hiatus in real punching this late. I thought it might happen right in the first round. They might be a little tentative because of the reputation of the other man for power, and then once they got whacked a couple of times, they get to it. But for it to happen in the third, fourth, and now here in the fifth, I'm surprised.
Fifth round low with a little over a minute remaining in round 5.
Harold Knight is just not landing effective punches with this movement. Neither man is, but Harold just isn't getting much home at all. When you're just learning things, it's tough to put everything together. You can do one thing at a time. In this case, Harold Knight is moving, but he's not able to punch effectively off the movement. That will come later in his career when he puts everything together. At this stage, he can't. If he wants to punch, he's got to plant his feet, move inside, and let his hands go like that right there. This is just tiring him out. It's not accomplishing anything. And in fact, the longer the fight goes, the more I believe it is in favor of the champion, Rocky Lockridge. It allows him to get his rhythm, get into the fight more, and put his stamina, his experience to work in the later rounds.
And if it goes 15, it's only 1/3 over after all this movement by Knight. End of round 5 at hand. The start of round 6. IBF Junior Lightweight Championship in Atlantic City. Challenger Harold the Shadow Knight in the red trunks, and Rocky Lockridge, the venerable champion, in the black trunks. Good spirited action through 4, and then a lull in the 5th round. And now the start of round 6.
Now, I just think it's a case of too much respect here by Harold Knight, the challenger for the champion. Good uppercut there by Harold. He's gotten away from that punch because he's been out of range to use it. But I think he just has too much respect for Rocky Lockridge. He acknowledged yesterday that he thinks he's been a tremendous champion. And I think he's just a little bit overawed by his first world title fight.
And I started to mention in the last round, Alex, the fact that Knight has that wicked left hook. It's been his bread and butter, but Lockridge appears to at least have neutralized it to this point.
You just saw in that exchange. Rocky landed 2 or 3 punches on the inside, and Harold didn't respond with the hook. He tried to respond with 3 straight jabs, all of which missed. That is not Harold Knight's game. His game is power to the body and to the head. There was an uppercut that missed badly. At the top that Harold Knight must keep his left up to block that Lockridge overhead right. Just in that exchange, you saw him do it well. He's doing some defensive things better. He isn't getting hit by as many punches as I expected, but it's at a cost, and the cost is he's not landing his own punches. He's improved his defense, but his offense has suffered. Rocky Lockridge landing well on the inside. And Harold Knight just not throwing.
And when he is, ineffectively.
very amateurish move by Harold Knight, just lunging in. Totally off balance. That's just frustration.
Coming up to the end of the 6th round. Now the start of round 7. Rocky Lockridge very much controlling the tempo of the fight in the last couple of rounds, especially against Harold Knight, who has looked so good, but of course he is taking a major step up in class. And it looks like it to this point.
And Rocky doesn't want to do anything to wake him up. He'd like to let this sleeping tiger sleep. I mean, he's just throwing some jabs, body jabs, keeping him off balance, keep him backing up, because he knows that Harold's not affected that way. He wants to score enough points to win the round, but not enough to turn this into a brawl. Just let Harold Knight do this, because this is not Harold Knight's game. There's a little bit of fire inside by Knight. A lot of smiles at the end of the last round, and Rocky Lockridge's corner, Al. Lou Duva, his manager, has had a long string of losers in World Championship fights, including Mark Breland and Terrell Biggs and Mike McCallum and 3 others recently. Lost 6 world title fights. He wants very much to break the string here.
And his man Lockridge in his 10th World Championship fight. And as we mentioned, telling us yesterday, he enjoys the sport more now than ever. No thought of retiring. A minute to go in the 7th round.
Really not much difference in the last 3 rounds, despite Donald Turner's imploring Harold Knight in the corner to work the body hard, get inside and work him, punch hard. Harold Knight has continued to stay on the outside and continued to move laterally on the outside, but not generate any effective offense from that position. This is empty movement. This is movement without purpose. You see Rocky Lockridge throw a belly jab there. That's a very dangerous punch to throw a belly jab. It leaves you wide open. But Harold Knight came back with nothing. Didn't try to counter with the right, just moved out of the way.
20 seconds remaining in the 7th round, scheduled for 15. End of the 7th. Scheduled for 15, the beginning now of round 8 in Atlantic City. Rocky Lockridge very much dictating the flow of this fight. The champion in the black trunks. Harold Knight, the shadow, in the red trunks.
At the end of the last round, Harold Knight's fans here were chanting, "Shadow, Shadow," as though they like what he's doing in there. But this is not a dancing contest. This isn't a road race. This is the who lands the best punches the most number of times. And Harold Knight just is not doing that. These aren't big rounds for Rocky Lockridge, but he's consistently winning them. And I like the little con job at the end of the round by Rocky Lockridge, the champion. Just tapped Harold Knight's glove, said, "Good round, good round." Like he's trying to encourage Harold to continue fighting exactly the same way.
He doesn't miss a trick. Lockridge appears to enjoy the mental aspect of boxing as much as any fighter I can think of, any contemporary fighter.
Yeah, it was quite funny in the pre-fight press conference. He kept saying, Harold Knight's going to be a champion someday. This just isn't his day, and he doesn't have the experience. And afterwards, he denied that it was a sight job. But Harold Knight said, of course it was a sight job. Of course he's trying to make me think I don't have the experience. And it appears, perhaps, in the way this fight is evolving, that it worked. Rocky Lockridge convinced Harold Knight that the way his skills were that he exhibited in his first 19 fights, it wasn't enough to win a world title.
Reminder, more boxing. action coming up tomorrow on Schlitz Malt Liquor Professional Boxing. Virgil Hill in his home state, North Dakota, taking on Jean-Marie Amibe for the WBA World Light Heavyweight Championship from Bismarck, North Dakota, tomorrow on ABC.
And are they excited in Bismarck about that fight, Al? They sold out 7,000 seats the first day they went on sale. They probably could have sold 70,000. And if you saw Jean-Marie Amibe in his first world title fight against Marvin Johnson, he is a big, strong #1 challenger. Very, very tough. A little bit of a mouse, I think, under Knight's left eye. He just caught it a couple times. You saw him also hold and hit there and was warned for it by Paul Venti, the referee.
8th round, and again, Knight has only been as far as 11.
And only been in the 8th round twice, though. It's only the 3rd time he's seen round 8.
Still moving, but not connecting.
3 belly jabs and nothing coming back in return.
And we're back now for the start of the 9th round, scheduled for 15. The IBF Junior Lightweight Championship fight in Atlantic City. The challenger, Harold Knight, in red. He's been active, but he has not been scoring against the veteran Rocky Lockridge in his 10th World Championship fight, and appears to have things very much in control.
Rocky hasn't been scoring that much. I want to repeat that, Al. It hasn't been. It's not like Rocky has clear advantages in every round. They're close rounds. And it's possible there are people here who see this fight as very, very close. But this is just not the way Harold Knight fights best. In the early rounds when Harold knew that Rocky Lockridge was vulnerable, he let him off the hook. He just didn't throw his bombs at him.
Even though the action was pretty spirited, especially on the inside early on. Good exchange there.
And Lockridge got the best of it.
As has been the case for the last several rounds.
Into round 9, neither man seems to be tiring at all now. They both seem to be in the superb condition we thought they were. There, Lockridge ended the exchange. Both men landed, but Lockridge ended it with a good right hand. And that's the thing that the judges remember. See Lockridge feigning there, slipping, but not countering, not coming back.
I'd like to tell our local stations we'll take a station break at the end of this round. 9th round, a minute remaining in round 9.
Really amazing. A fight that figured to be bombs away has turned into a chess match.
Which Lockridge, I'm sure, wouldn't have minded had you told him that beforehand.
None of those flicking jabs had anything behind them, and none of them landed. And then Lockridge came in and banged the body and banged the head and scored points.
Again, the shadow chant, more of a play off his last name than the type of fighter he is.
Well, he's been a shadow of Harold Knight thus far in this fight.
Yeah. 9th round coming to an end, and we'll be back in Atlantic City right after this from your local station. 10th round now in Atlantic City. And between rounds in the corner of Rocky Lockridge, Lou Duva telling him, "You're boxing beautifully, baby. Beautifully. Don't change a thing."
That's Harold Knight's game right there.
Inside, doing good work. Most effective punches Knight's thrown since early in the fight.
In about 6 rounds. You see that mouth throwing, and there's a wild right hand. Rocky Lockridge, interesting, did not counterpunch. He said he had to make him pay when he missed. On most occasions, he hasn't done that because he doesn't want to take any chances at all. Watch these exchanges right in tight. Watch Rocky Lockridge. He'll tie Knight's hands up and then let him go and score real quick downstairs. See, he's got his hands tied up there. Knight can't do anything. Well, that time he pushed him away. But often, he'll just hold him up, lull him to sleep, and then let his own hands go to the body. Now Rocky's backing up, and Harold's coming forward. I don't think that's Rocky's best strategy. A lot of people think Rocky's legs are dead, and that he can't fight effectively backing up. The one thing he can do is rock back on that right foot and let the overhand right bomb go. And maybe he thinks the time is right for that punch. That was Harold Knight doing what he should do. Push his man back, get punching room, and letting the right hand go. Boom, there's the uppercut we haven't seen at all. Totally different round this round through the first 2 minutes, Al.
A minute remaining in round 10.
There he is. Not that all those punches landed. The majority missed, but at least he's generating offense.
That's more in line with the way the fight began.
Harold Knight is so far behind. I've got him behind by 3 points right now. He's not so far behind he can't win a decision here. He hasn't dug that deep a hole. But he has to come on, as he is in round 10.
His most effective round in the last several. As the 10th round, a good round, comes to an end in Atlantic City. Comes charging across the ring as we start round 11. You could see it on his face as he sat on his stool waiting for the bell, but Lockridge fully expecting it.
And didn't get ruffled at all by it, yeah. But that 10th round, we could look back on that round as a turning point round. You hear Donald Turner, let it all hang out. And that he hurt with that left hook, and Rocky Lockridge is hanging on. That is not a knockdown.
Lockridge, no knockdown as he gets back up, and he was stunned. He was stunned.
In his previous fights, Harold Knight has not been an outstanding finisher, Al. He's had men hurt, although he's all had knockouts. When he's had men hurt early, he has not finished them. Let's see how efficient he is here against Lockridge.
Good left uppercut. And Lockridge weathering this storm, attempting to, and he needs all of his guile and experience.
Harold Knight should be pushing Rocky off and getting his punching room. 2 good punches, a left and then a right in combination. And you see Lockridge is hard. He's actually backing Knight up. And keeping him on his heels, and when you're on your heels, you just can't generate the power. Very smart to jump on Rocky Lockridge with body punches right now, Al. Both men tired.
Wild left missing.
You recognize that as a home run swing that missed, Al.
Yes, absolutely.
Good body punch by Lockridge as he struggles to survive and keep his title. And generate some good offense of his own there, Al. Good again. Lockridge getting the better of the exchange with the right hand, the overhand right.
So the early part of the round belonging to Knight. He had Lockridge Lockridge stunned, and Lockridge coming back, and now Knight finishing the 11th with a bit of a flourish himself. Outstanding round.
And again, the two fighters touch gloves in a gesture of mutual respect as a lot of the fans here are on their feet. Let's listen to Donald Turner in the corner.
How you feel, man? You got 4 more rounds, man. You got a dog in it. He's the champion. You got to go take it, man. You're taking them punches too far. Come on, deep. Deep. Deep.
Action here from round 11. Harold Knight misses the right, misses the left, but doubles with the left hand, and that is the patented Knight power. Did not follow up effectively. You'll remember that he pushed him down after that exchange, but that was the punch that started it all. And here's some of Lockridge's power. There, the overhand right, that looping overhand right. You're supposed to put the punch right down the pipe, but Rocky Lockridge has always been able to get power with that punch. Very unorthodox, but very effective. Still a 2-point round for Harold Knight, and it puts him right back in the thick of things.
And now he hears the bell for the 12th round for the first time in his career. He's never been further than 11. Lockridge 3 times has gone 15 in his career, twice against Pedrosa.
But right now, Rocky Lockridge, the champion, has a strong, hungry young challenger in front of him. Knight doesn't appear to be tired at all. He did run out of gas a little bit in the final minute of the last round, but he looks like he's got energy to burn right here.
Interestingly, the 3 times Lockridge has gone 15 rounds, he has lost on each occasion.
And on each of those fights, he's given out a little bit in the end. As he did against Julio Cesar Chavez when he went the distance, in that case, a 12-round fight. Saw each fighter throw a body punch there. At this stage of the fight, a hard body punch is just going to take so much out of you. Out of the man who accepts the body, who gets hit with the body punch. Both men still have the ability to land good ones.
Good quadruple left from Knight. Great exchange, good right hand.
Landed 2 good right hands in that exchange, one to begin the exchange and one to finish it. And he got the better of the exchange. He's picking his spots now, and Harold is not able to generate as much offense here in round 12. These are uncharted waters for Harold Knight. Never been here, and he's learning even as he's sitting in there inches away from Rocky Lockridge. He's thinking, do I have what it takes to go another minute and another 3 rounds?
12th round, a minute remaining in round 12, scheduled for 15.
It's a tough round to score, Al. Very close with 43 seconds to go. Again, Lockridge with a big left hand. Again with a big punch. Hasn't landed near as many left hands as right.
Rocky's wife, Carolyn, watching her man looking so good in the middle round. And now in a real battle.
But interestingly, Harold Knight was not able to finish his man. He let him off the hook in the 11th round. He had him badly hurt, but Rocky Lockridge was able to use all of his experience to survive and come back and be competitive here in round 12.
The 12th. 13th round in a fight that not many people expected to go this far. Scheduled for 15. Good, fast, swift-paced early action and a little bit of a lull in the middle rounds. And real good action in 10, 11, and 12. Boring in on him and picking his spot.
Harold trying to push Rocky off of him to get the punching room he needs to land another one of those left hooks. Those pity-pat inside punches aren't going to do it for Harold.
Good uppercut.
And backing straight out with his hands down isn't going to do it either. He's going to get tagged like he did right there.
With a good right uppercut to the overhand right.
Those are not ripping punches by Harold Knight. And he may just not be capable at this stage of the fight to land ripping punches. Paul Venti telling Harold Knight pushing your opponent down isn't necessary. Harold acknowledged he was right. Bombs. You heard Donald Turner ask Harold Knight for bombs. He's just not throwing them. Threw one, didn't miss it by a foot.
Not here in the 13th.
Rocky keeping his head right on Harold's chest. Trying, good right by Rocky, yeah. Trying not to give Harold the punching room. Smother him. Take away his power.
And he's been doing that with great effectiveness here in the 13th round and scoring as well.
Another good right by Lockridge. And you saw Lockridge get his right hand up to block the Knight hook in return.
But as you said early on, Alex, Knight really knows how to eat those right hands. He's eating a few of them.
There have been a lot of surprises in this fight, Al, but one thing we knew coming in, we thought coming in, and that's proved to be true. These two men are in tremendous condition.
As we come to the end of round 13. And now the 14th round in Atlantic City for the IBF Junior Lightweight Championship. Rocky Lockridge and Harold Knight. Good, interesting battle. Here in the 14th.
And again, the most meaningful blow, the right hand by Lockridge. Al, according to my scorecard, and this is entirely subjective, I have Rocky Lockridge ahead by 4 points, which would mean, obviously, at this stage, Harold Knight needs a knockout to win. He showed in round 11 he was capable of summoning, at that stage of the fight, the kind of power necessary to hurt Rocky Lockridge, but he let him off the hook, and it's a big question here in 14 whether he can do it again.
Overhand right by Lockridge. That's a scenario we've seen repeated a number of times now.
And it's because Harold Knight is backing out of the exchanges with his hands down. Little Rocky Lockridge pushing his man back. And now Harold Knight responding, but Rocky is tremendously strong. And that's the way that he can keep Knight from landing the bombs that he needs to turn the fight around. Now Donald Turner yelling. But Harold is just not able to land the kind of punches he needs. And again, Lockridge scoring. Dominating on the infighting.
Let's go.
Final minute of this round. And Harold Knight at this stage has not shown that he can generate the power that he needs. He's trying, he just doesn't have the snap.
Lockridge, the older of the two, but the fresher of the two in the 14th.
It's as much as experience, Al, as his conditioning. He just knows how to save himself, how to get the judge's eye by finishing the exchanges, and how to pick his spots to land more punches. I'm not sure he's throwing more, but he definitely is landing more.
And he knew how to ward off Knight in the 11th round. And so now the 14th comes to an end. So the 14th round is over, and this one will go into the 15th and final round. And again, Lockridge, for the 4th time in his career, will go 15.
Now, don't get in the trade with the guy. I want you to carry your hands good and high, you understand? Don't run into nothing, you understand, brother? Stay close to this guy, right? Nice deep breath, come on. Get close, just get the guy your shoulders, you can box him beautifully. And stay close to him and keep pushing him back, brother, pushing him back.
15th round, last round coming up.
Okay, you don't lose. Too much experience for this guy. You got the shot?
Still blow the pipe. You got to knock him out.
Drive it, Hal, from your cheek.
15th round coming up. It's your last round.
Breathe it. Drive it from your cheek, Harold.
Drive it from your cheek. Come on, let's go.
Drive that right hand from your cheek, Harold.
So the 15th round now coming up in Atlantic City.
And the corners were pretty good commentators here, Al.
Yep.
Lou Duva told Rocky Lockridge he's boxing beautifully, keep the shoulders on him, keep pushing him back. And Donald Turner and Harold Knight's corner told him, you need a knockout to win. Close, not giving Knight the punching room, working the body, and Harold just holding on inexplicably. Well, maybe there is an explanation. That's inexperience. Everybody in boxing, I think, Al, feels that Harold Knight will be a champion someday. Even Rocky Lockridge said that at the press conference earlier this week. But on our scorecards, at least, that someday is still down in the future. I think that for the first time we see some blood here on the left ear of Harold Knight being clubbed by all those Lockridge rights.
It is bleeding here in the 15th round. To go. Good body work by Lockridge. Remaining in the fight. Now a half minute to go in round 15. And Rocky Lockridge will have to wait out the decision and hope for the first time in his career that it goes his way in a 15-round fight.
Al, I said coming in that I would be shocked if this fight went the distance. I am shocked.
End of the fight. Good one in Atlantic City. And so Lockridge and Knight go all the way. We'll come back and get the decision in a moment or two. But right now, let's go to New York and Frank Gifford.
Because of the length of the fight, we will not be able to bring you our coverage of this past week's U.S. Amateur Boxing Championship.
The decision now, here's Ed Darian.
Sensational Sands Hotel and Casino here in the boxing capital of the world of Atlantic City, New Jersey. The scoring by points as follows. Judge Tommy Kazmarek observed the fight at 146-139. Judge Richard F. Murray, he watched the fight at 145-139. And Judge Frank Cairo, he watched it at 145-140 for the winner by unanimous decision. And still the International Boxing Federation Junior Lightweight Champion, Rocky Lockridge. Lockridge. And let's hear it one more time for Harold, the Shadow Knight. Let's hear it for him.
Harold, stay with us for a second. Rocky, you said coming in and experience would be the difference, and obviously that was the case.
Absolutely. Alex, in the long run, experience would take its toll, so to speak. If nothing else, I'd come on strong. Lacking the experience in terms of Harold Knight, he don't know anything about coming on strong in the latter rounds. Everything that he anticipates will be early, and as far as the latter rounds, he wouldn't expect it to be no latter rounds.
Were you surprised that he chose to move in the middle rounds, that you forced him out of his game plan?
Absolutely. He's a very versatile fighter. In fact, like I told Harold at the press conference, he will undoubtedly be the next champion. I don't care where they put him in the ratings, as long as he continues to do what he's been doing, he's the next junior lightweight champion.
Stay with us, Rocky. Harold, when you came into this fight, I think you thought that you'd have to jump on him early. But in the fourth round, you started to move, you started to jab, and you weren't that effective. You weren't landing that many punches, and he won all the middle rounds. Was that your strategy coming in?
Well, that wasn't really my strategy, but this guy is strong. He's a proven champion. And I tried to get my jab off, to stop him with the jab before he came in, and then get my shots off and move. But he has a heck of a right hand, and you know, he proved it that he's a champ. So I don't have nothing to be ashamed of. I'm just going back to the drawing board, and you know, thanks to God that neither one of us got hurt, and we pulled through this. You know,
we both were victorious.
Very hard.
In terms of my
still trying to con him, aren't you?
Oh, he's next.
You're the champion. He may be champion next, but today you won.
Absolutely. Experience is a virtue. Experience is a virtue.
Let me move over here to Lou Duba. Lou, congratulations on getting off the schneid on World Championship fights. I know Rocky's in this game to have one more big payday. Are you, in fact, going to move him up to lightweight and go after Julio Cesar Chavez, the lightweight champion?
Yes, there is a possibility. We had a match with either Greg Hagen or Chavez, but let me say something else. Get away from this here. I'm glad to have you back on the air, and I think you're doing a hell of a job. Stay with boxing, Alex. You do a hell of a job.
Thank you very much, Lou. Rocky, about the 11th round, he hurt you. He had you a little bit on Queer Street, and you used all your experience. What were you trying to do to survive at that point?
Not only in the 11th round did he hurt me, but a variety of different times early going he had me on Queer Street. But like I said, experience being my virtue, I know how to withstand that and play it off, so to speak, and come back stronger than I ever did before. Once I'm hurt, and if I'm not down and out, then I come back stronger and harder.
Rocky, congratulations to you. You're still champion, age 29, looking as good as ever. Thanks very much. Let's go back to ringside and Al Michaels.
Great job, Alex. And Rocky Lockridge, as we mentioned at the very, very top, 29 years old. A lot of folks think he should be thinking about retiring. He thinks he's at the top of his game. He was today as he wins a unanimous decision. Let's go back down to New York and Frank Gifford.